The Ford Ranger Raptor has been a runaway success, with sales far greater than anyone could have imagined for a pickup truck that is both heavy and expensive. 1 in 20 sales in all of Europe were for the Raptor version of the Ford Ranger, and 1 in 3 sales across Europe of all pickups were a Ford. Ford's European market performance pickup has sensational Baja Rally thrills and more on-road pace and appeal than its predecessor, but it's still a very niche driver's car. The latest Ford Ranger Raptor is 50 millimeters wider than the current model. That sounds like a lot, but it's been increased for a variety of reasons. Ford has re-engineered the suspension, placing the dampers beyond the frame of the vehicle for better ride comfort and performance. In making it wider, they've also increased the capacity of the load bed. That means it can now accommodate pallets or sheets more easily. The most obvious difference is at the front, where there are now so-called C-shaped daytime running lights. They make for a very distinctive appearance and help frame the big, wide grille where the Ford lettering is so prominent. The large wheel arches remain, although redesigned, and at the rear there's the very obvious Ranger stamp on the tailgate, as well as having a new spoiler-like lip. Less obvious is the change to the wheelbase. The Ford Ranger Raptor has got longer between the wheels. The front wheel has been moved further forward by 50 millimeters, increasing stability, improving handling, and making the front overhang a lot shorter. That improves its off-road ability with an increase in the maximum possible approach angle. Apart from a lot of power, the new range-topping V6 is the first petrol engine to arrive in the European Raptor. While it's still not as ludicrous as the V8 of the US spec Ford F-150 Raptor, the V6 petrol more than delivers for the smaller Ranger Raptor. Even with this more enticing V6 petrol engine, the Ranger Raptor isn't the most exciting fast road car, which is no doubt why so little of the test route on Ford's launch event was on asphalt. Part of the problem is still power. In other territories, it'll have much closer to 400 horsepower, but because European market emissions regulations peg its V6 back to just 288 brake horsepower, the Raptor makes a slightly suspicious amount of noise when you give it full power without really accelerating that hard. The 10-speed automatic gearbox doesn't help when you leave it to its own devices, often preferring to downshift a couple of times before getting on with the job at hand. Use manual mode instead, and the car seems to come to heel better, but, a bit disappointingly, the Raptor never really feels muscle car fast. The interior of 2023 Ford Ranger Raptor Black Edition is luxurious. Tech-filled and a race-inspired theme is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the new Ranger Raptor. It's clear that Ford listened to their customers when it came to the updates needed to throw punches with the tech-heavy rivals in modern times. The interior is much more modern than our Ranger, and obviously it's very similar to the Global Ranger we saw last year, with the expected Raptor touches, bright code orange accents, a sporty steering wheel, and bolstered sport seats. The seats are designed to hug you into corners, enhanced by code orange colored accents all over the place. The steering wheel is firm and feels sporty in your hand, again complete with a code orange notch, much like a racing wheel. The tough exterior borrows plenty from the US F-150 pickup, with a menacing front end that stand out among a host of cues. Drivers get a 12.4-inch digital LCD cluster which displays all the information you could ever need, including audio information, satellite navigation, off-road status, and other driveline functions, including your varying drive modes. The bespoke, rally-inspired steering wheel has a plethora of buttons, and also gets the pair of aforementioned paddle shifters. The 12-inch infotainment system is another impressive notch in this Ranger Raptor's ever-lengthening belt. Running Ford's new Sync 4 operating system, this flush-mounted screen not only looks impressive, but is easy to use with its logical layout. While it controls all the usual infotainment and navigation systems you'd expect and is linked to a powerful and crystal-clear B&O 10-speaker sound system, it also becomes the control center when off-roading. Switch to various off-road modes like rock crawl, and the screen shows you the settings for the driveline. It is here that you activate the front and rear locking differentials. There's a fully digital 12.4-inch instrument cluster as well that enables the drivers to customize their view with information from navigation to pitch angle of the vehicle and relevant to the 6 new driving modes, similar to those found in the current Ranger Raptor, that are programmed into the touchscreen. A stubby E-shifter gear selector sits next to 2 cup holders in the transmission tunnel, and just ahead of the drivetrain selector used to access the various driving modes, as well as pick between 4 low, 4 high, and 2 high, a 4A or 4 automatic. In front of that, in the lower center dash console, there's another storage space and a wireless charging pad. There's a single standard USB connector and a USB-C in the same area too. The second row seats have their own bespoke seat cushions unique to the Ranger Raptor model to match with the front seats. Despite this athletic theme, taller occupants in the second row will struggle with a lack of legroom. Overall, the updated interior is a fantastic step in the right direction and is a great reflection of the price of the vehicle. Plenty of storage, luxury-feeling technology appointments, and comfort with function. The Ranger Raptor hasn't been crash-tested by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration or the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. The midsize pickup truck is also expected to come with a slew of driver assistance technology. Key safety features should include available forward collision warning and automated emergency braking. Also blind spot monitoring and rear cross-traffic alert. And adaptive cruise control. Aside from the weight issue, the Raptor is just as versatile and useful as a regular Ranger. There are neat new details like an onboard measuring ruler and cutouts to let you use clamps on the tailgate. There's also a 400W onboard inverter, flexible cargo dividing system, and protective plastic capping to protect the bodywork. The Ranger Raptor has even got an 850mm wading depth, so it's capable of doing all sorts or tasks, even really watery ones.